Your keyword ranking may be a vanity metric, and chasing the number one spot may be the single biggest thing holding your actual SEO success back. Your rank tracker may be lying to you, not because the data is wrong, but because it's not telling you the story that actually matters. For me, rank tracking has to answer business questions, not just SEO questions. After doing hundreds of audits, I can tell you that the client doesn't really care, at least most of the clients don't really care if they are number 1, number 3, or 4. They care about traffic, leads, and sales. A rank tracker that just tells you are number 1, you are number 3 is a relic from 2015 or 2010. It's useless. We need to know, what does the entire search result page look like? Who is showing up? What features are there? Is there an AI overview? A people also ask box, a featured snippet, a video carousel? That's our real competition. The tool must give us that intelligence. That's the main requirement. And it's why, for the daily crucial task of knowing where we actually stand on Google, my go-to has been SEO ranking for years. Okay, philosophy lesson over. Let's jump into my favorite rank tracker. I want to show you how SEO ranking fits into my overall SEO philosophy, how it works, and what I like about it the most. This is the main page of SEO ranking after logging in. This is your control center where you can see all of the projects you manage, and you can take a quick look at what's going on with your projects, and you can see the basic metrics, the basic numbers. Let's now get into the rankings part, which is the focus of this video. So you navigate to rankings. If you aren't using SEO ranking, in order to be able to practice and see on your own computer what I'm showing you, you need to have an active SEO ranking subscription. Fortunately, SEO ranking has been very generous, and there is a 1-month free access for all of their best tools, completely for free with no credit card required. This is a special deal for my SEO newsletter subscribers. So as soon as you subscribe to my SEO newsletter, I will email you the deal, you sign up, and you can use SEO ranking without limits for a month and basically practice everything I'm showing you here, and also play with its rank tracker and see how you like it. But I'm sure you will like it very much. Back into SEO ranking. Once you log in, you can see all the projects and the basic data, the basic metrics, average position, traffic forecast, search visibility, and so on and so on. What we are interested in here is rank tracking and how this rank tracking gives you this business intelligence so that you actually learn more than just that specific position. The rank tracker reported, as we have all seen, the search landscape has been changing very rapidly. There are chatbots, ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and Google in itself has been adding a lot of AI features into search results. The most popular ones now are AI Overviews and, of course, AI Mode, which is now available only in the US. So we cannot ignore those when we are doing rank tracking, because the visibility in AI Overviews is different, works differently than visibility in organic search results, because basically each search engine results page is different, has different features, and you have to account for that whenever you're doing rank tracking, because position number 1 for some keywords may not really be worth fighting for, while for other keywords it may really be worth the fight. On the other hand, there are studies, you've probably seen a lot of them, showing that approximately 50% or more search results in Google trigger AI Overviews, and AI Overviews overall have decreased the CTR to pages very dramatically, in some cases from 20-something%, even up to 60 and more %. So you are ranking number 1, now you are still number 1, but there is an AI Overview above you, and you are not getting the traffic you used to get. This is why this aspect is very important, and it needs to be taken into account whenever we are talking about rank tracking. And of course, we should think about other LLMs, other chatbots, and whether you are visible in them and how much you are visible in them, because this is becoming also part of the search landscape, even though it is quite minimal. In my recent guide on AI and SEO in 2025, I have shared a bunch of interesting data around the use Google's market share, how Google's daily queries compare to what chatbots are getting. Overall, Google is still definitely the king. Google is still the dominant market player, and all chatbots combined, as of 2025, I think, account for 3% of search engine traffic, of the search engine market share. So Google's position hasn't really changed. There are some claims. The data Google is presenting even shows they have grown, how many queries they are getting, and those queries are getting longer, more question-like, and overall, this is still growing. So that's why in our rank tracking strategy, we cannot really ignore Google. We cannot think no one is using Google. We only care about ChatGPT, because this will be a huge mistake. Of course, we need to have ChatGPT rank tracking, which equals Bing rank tracking. But Google is still like the dominant player. So the focus on tracking what of your keywords have AI overviews and how your visibility looks there is crucial. Your ranking numbers are very important, but you need to put them in the context and always overlay them with what the search result looks like. Let's now get into the rankings here, and I will show you quickly what SE ranking rank tracker looks like. We navigate to rankings, choosing a report. So let's choose my SEOfly.com report, and I can view a summary, which shows me like overall what's going on with my rankings. I am tracking a couple of hundred keywords, I think, for that specific project. I can see here like overall search visibility, organic traffic, average position, distribution of positions, right? I can also see like trends over the last year, 2 years, and I can see like how many pages I had on position 1, for example. This is very useful. So position 1, I am getting more positions once over the last 2 years. Here, for example, position top 2, 3. So here I can see those top 5, and overall like the trend is going in the right direction. And here top 10, so I can see everything in the top 10 2 years back. Here I can see keywords in SERP, so this is basically a similar summary where I can see what keywords jumped, what keywords dropped, which ones remained unchanged, and the keyword overview, like the best keywords with the best positions, the examples of keywords that jumped, that dropped. I can also see all of them, and the best ranking pages. Please note that for this specific SEOfly.com report, I am just tracking a bunch of keywords. I'm not tracking like all of my keywords. I specifically chose, I don't remember exactly, a number of keywords I created content around. I created pages around, silos. I started optimizing for them, and I'm just tracking this strict number of keywords. They are divided into a few groups. I will show you them in just a second. That's why here, for example, you're seeing that my number 1 URL is Quora SEO discount, right? And a lot of like Quora pages. I can see the main competitors. I can see the distribution of competitors. Here, again, for that specific project, I haven't really added competitors. So these are the competitors for this specific set of keywords I defined for this project. And I can see where I stand compared to them. As you can see, I am probably far away from them, but still I am getting quite good positions for those keywords I chose for this specific page. And here are notes. This is a cool feature in SE ranking. So whenever I, for example, update a page for a given keyword, then I add a note that I updated this keyword, and I can see, okay, I updated this keyword on March 2nd. So if I did it on March 2nd, then I can, for example, track whether this keyword improved after those updates, whether it went down or what happened. Detailed is the place where I will spend most of the time analyzing rankings. And this is really, really a nice presentation, and probably the one I like the most out of all different ranked trackings I've been using over the years. Very simple. Here I have different search engines I'm tracking. I will show you in just a second how you can select those search engines when you create a new project. I can see the indexability status. So I selected those keywords, and now I can see like whether the URLs that rank for them are indexed. I can see that 100% is indexed. Position filters, right? This is really cool. Here, SE ranking is showing you some insights like keyword cannibalization. I can see that there are 95 keywords for which there may be cannibalization problems. I can just view those keywords and see whether this is really a case, whether this is really a problem. I can also see like other insights, like there were changes made to a couple of pages, there are changes in snippets, there are pages with poor quality content, there are competitors who jumped to top 10. You may not always have time to go through what's going on and always observe things that changed. And here, whenever you don't have time, you have those nice insights, which you simply might have missed. Here I am reviewing my rankings for specific search engines. I can also select all search engines, and we will review rankings in all search engines. One of the reasons I started using SE ranking was that this rank tracker was able to track rankings in Bing. And historically, ranking in Bing was quite important even for ranking in Google. Bing, for some niches, of course, can drive traffic. And the quality of Bing traffic very often is better. And the users of Bing are usually older people with more money. So depending on what you're offering, sometimes traffic from Bing may be more valuable for you. This was one of the first reasons. Let's now review my rankings in those specific search engines and what useful things I can learn about it basically within 5 minutes of looking at the report every day or every other day. Let's review Google USA. Here I can see the average position, traffic forecast, search visibility, SERP features, the percentage of keywords tracked in top 10. And of course, I can change the timeline I am tracking. So let's say over 6 months, I can see the keywords I've been tracking, like how their average position was changing and what was going on. This is Google USA Desktop. And again, I have those position filters. Here I can see exactly the specific keywords I'm tracking. You can just have keywords listed here, or you can group them. I group them, so I have a bunch of like general keywords. I have a bunch of Quora keywords or expert consultant keywords I would love to rank for, and I can see how they were performing over time. Let's check the history of positions for the last 7 days. Let's say I can see over 7 days the positions, how they were changing. Here are a few things I like about SEO ranking rank tracker very much. Here is a keyword, an example keyword I'm tracking. And here is the URL row. And here I can see what URLs were ranking in a specific time frame for that keyword. If I determine the target URL for a given keyword, which I can do in SEO ranking, then the URL will be shown in red as it is here. So my target URL for SEO podcast is my podcast page, but my list of SEO podcasts keeps ranking instead of the target page over that period of time. Both pages were ranking, and currently this is the incorrect target page ranking. Here I can see the search volume, SERP features that are available for this specific keyword. So for SEO podcast, we have reviews, we have video, top stories, people also ask, and so on and so on. Whenever I am visible in one of those features, the icon will simply be in blue. So for example, Quora SEO analysis, I can see that I am visible in featured snippets because my position is number 1 here. I can also see that the pages ranking were changing. Currently, this is the correct page ranking because this icon is in blue. This way, I can review in bulk all of the keywords, and of course, I can sort them by position. So I can start with the ones that rank the best or worst. Here, I can see the ones that are on position 3, right? And here, the worst positions, and so on. This is rankings on Google Desktop. Now let's switch to mobile. So this is Google Mobile, and this works basically the same, except that this is showing you rankings on mobile devices, which very often look different, and you need to account for that, especially if, for example, the traffic your website is getting is mostly from mobile. One of my e-commerce clients, the percentage of mobile traffic they're getting is 85 or more percent. Desktop is basically irrelevant or very low priority. Everything basically is happening on mobile, and on top of that, we have the mobile first indexing, right? Whenever I'm recommending anything, all of that is and should be based on the mobile version of their website and mobile rankings and what's on mobile SERPs there. Because just opening a SERP in desktop and checking what's there isn't enough, because on mobile version there may be different features and your position may also be different. You may rank lower or higher, and there may be like hundreds of things impacting why you may be higher or lower on mobile. Now we have Bing. Bing is, I would say, is something that is worth ranking high in, and ChatGPT relies on what's in Bing's index. So if you are ranking on number 1 in Bing, then there is a higher chance that you will be cited in ChatGPT. I think now it is absolutely non-negotiable that you should be tracking rankings in Bing. And of course, you can have other search engines added here. Now, SEO ranking added even another functionality, which is tracking your visibility in ChatGPT, of course, in AI Overviews and in AI mode. But I'm talking about tracking rankings in AI Overviews, LLMs in a separate video. Another highly important part of this rank tracking process strategy within SEO ranking is historical data. Here you can see how your positions were changing over time. You can see like the baseline 6 months ago, 3 months ago, 1 month ago. And this allows you to get more of a higher level overview, whether you are going in the right or wrong direction. Or because if everything was absolutely green here and now everything is red, then probably something is not going okay. But if it is like vice versa, then definitely you are going in the right direction. Of course, you can export the rankings you have here easily into Google Excel or into a CSV file. You can include target URLs and ranking changes. This is also very important for clients if you are doing reporting to clients. There is also a number of Looker Studio templates you can use, but of course you have to modify them and adjust them to your website, but you can use them and you can present your ranking data there. Another useful thing here, you can recheck rankings for a specific search engine or all of them with just a click of button if you need to. You can also once a month recheck search volume because of course search volume changes for every keyword, and I think it changes every 3 months. It's updated every 3 months for SE ranking, but if you want to get an update like every month, you can do that here by simply clicking recheck all. Let me show you maybe something else. Whenever talking about rankings, you also need to look at this report, my competitors and SERP competitors. This is especially useful if you want to take a closer look at a specific phrase and how like the top 100, top 50, top 30, top 10 results were changing and evolving over time. You can choose any keyword you are tracking. Let's say SEO newsletter. Let me see how it was changing on specific dates. Here I just click compare by dates and I can look at rankings today. Let's say a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Now I will see the search results, what they looked like on those specific dates. And I can click on any specific result and see like how it was changing. Let me click on myself. This is me, and I can see that I've been fluctuating a little bit and I'm still not where I would like to be, but working on it. I can display this by URL. If, for example, I want to see what URL was ranking, whether the right one was ranking, or I can simply switch to domain by just seeing if I was ranking or maybe someone else was ranking or I wasn't ranking. In this case, I can see the page that was ranking was best SEO newsletter. So the same page was ranking and is still ranking. My SEO newsletter page, I think, is ranking on lower positions. So I have 2 spots, but probably I should think about somehow merging them, maybe doing some redirections here and there. I'm not sure. I'm just thinking out loud. But this is very useful to see like who was ranking, whose rankings were the most stable. Here we can see it was definitely Reddit. And this one, Backlinko, was also quite stable. We can see Linda Infante was also stable. So these 3 seem to be like the most stable results for that query. Let's look at any different one. Let it be SEO Consultant Miami. In April, I was number 8, May 4, June 5, July, I am on position 3, which is quite nice. If you click here, you can see the link to the website. Specific keyword is an example of a keyword where ranking number 3 is not necessarily that beneficial, and you definitely need to look at SERPs. Here you can also like go to the website, you can research this URL, analyze the URL so that you get more information about it. So I can see the organic traffic to this URL. Of course, I think those are estimates, although I have Google Search Console connected to that project. Let's go deeper here. Miami SEO Expert. I can click here and I can see SERP history, and let's see live results. Now I can see what the SERP looks like. So I can see there is like Google Business Profile. There is also like people also ask. By looking at that, I can see like realistically where I'm ranking. I think Miami SEO Expert is a slightly different keyword from what I was showing you before, but more or less this is what I wanted to show you, that you need to look at SERPs here, and you need to be able to assess whether you fighting for that keyword will really be beneficial. In this case, if search results really look like that, there are no ads, which I think is a little bit weird, but there are no ads. I am actually visible in the first screen, so that may really make sense. I am actually getting some traffic from what I remember. One more thing I want to show you is, of course, you can add any keyword at any given time to your rank tracking list. Another important thing, so when you are on the detailed list of your keywords, you can hover over like any keyword. Let's hover over SEO audit course, which, by the way, the enrollment for which is open, so you can get in and the enrollment closes soon. I'm hovering over the keyword I'm interested in. I click here and I can see how the rankings for it were changing in the last 7 days, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and so on, depending on how long you have been tracking that. Here, I can see SERP competitors, which is like probably one of the most important things to be aware of when you are investigating why you are not ranking or why you lost rankings, when you see like this red thing. But of course, you need to know that there is like keyword volatility. And just because you rank lower on a given day doesn't mean there is like something happening in Google. You need to look at a lot of other things to confirm, but that's something for another video. SEO audit course, let's look at SERP competitors. Now I am in this report I just showed you, and I can see who is ranking for that keyword, and I can see the history of my rankings. Let's get back here. I can also select the target keyword that I want to rank. I can also see live results, where I am actually now. Now I can see that I am a little bit lower. I can also create a keyword note, which is super useful if you, for example, implement some changes on the website and you want to know that, okay, on that date, I changed everything, I changed headings, I did that, and it will be easier for you then to track the impact of what you have done, basically. Of course, SEO ranking is allowing you to track AI overviews. The most standard way of doing that, if you simply go to filters, you select SERP features with a link to your website, and then you can choose AI overview, and you can see the keywords which have an AI overview with a link to my website. For that specific project, I don't think there is any AI overview because this is a different project. When I'm showing you AI overviews, I will show you the project where I actually have those links in AI overviews. Here, I can see all the keywords that can trigger an AI overview. That's, I think, all I have for you today. This was a tour. As you can see, I don't use SEO ranking just as a rank tracker. I use it as a SERP intelligence and competitor analysis tool. SEO ranking gives me data I need to make strategic decisions, whether this is like about on-page, content strategy, link building, competitor strategy. It works the way my ADHD brain works. It's visual, comprehensive, and it goes beyond the surface level numbers. It's not the only tool in my stack, but it's the one I use and open every single day. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. It was a bit more of a relaxed behind the scenes look. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about my workflow, about rank tracking in general. I will try to answer as many as I can. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you and bye-bye.